I've read some really, really bad comic books before. And for example, the What If story, what if Miles Morales was Thor? That was bad and racist. Stereotypical, really. It was like absolutely horrid. But then we come to the fact that Sam Wilson is about to debut in his own movie as Captain America next month. And they gave us a Sam Wilson Captain America comic book and just decided to fuck all of that up. Welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. Kaori Knight, here to give you proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. And that is the book that is on the chopping block today. The Sam Wilson Captain America comic. Now, generally speaking, if you were kind of just reading it just to read it, there may or may not be anything wrong with it. But when you start actually reading it, it's very odd in the way that it was written. But then, of course, when I looked up who wrote it, I was like, you know what? This all tracks. So it starts out in this neighborhood. I want to say Harlem. And vampires start attacking. And the vampires are like, oh, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody cares about you. And the guy's like, I beg to differ. I think Sam Wilson would be the... So Sam comes in, and then while Sam is fighting the vampires, Captain America also comes in. So Steve Rogers also comes in with the assist. Okay. After that's all over, Sam is signing autographs. Literally, when the fuck? And then after that, Steve is like, yeah, I actually have a day off today. Do you want to go grab some breakfast? He was like, actually, I can't. I have to go grab my cousin Billy, and we're going to a cookout of sorts. And he's like, oh, okay, I wouldn't want to intrude. He was like, actually, you're more than welcome. So you're doing Captain America being invited to the cookout. What is this? Perfectly honest, I think the actual cookout scene is what pissed me off the absolute most. Because all they did was grab the black comic book characters that, everybody knows. So the most prominent black comic book characters, and put them in one place. People who otherwise would not be hanging out with each other. First of all, Blade is there. Why is that? Not Captain, but Blue Marvel is also there. And it's supposed to be a birthday party cookout for Isaiah Bradley, first Captain America. He doesn't know any of these people. He knows a handful of them. So of course he knows Sam. And I believe at one point he does know Rhodey. And then in turn would know Misty Knight, because Misty Knight and Sam are dating. He does not know Storm. He does not know Ironheart. There are people there. He does, for sure, he does not know fucking Blade. So there are people there who make no sense to be there. And the only reason that they are there is so that we can have this black superhero cookout moment where Steve is the only non-black person invited to the cookout. And I am so confused by why this is here, if this is supposed to be about Sam. So then they're celebrating. They introduce Billy, who is this super overzealous person who apparently has never met a superhero before in her life. I can't really tell. But her and Rhodes definitely don't get along. So there's that. But she goes in and they're supposed to be celebrating his birthday, and his son is there. So Patriot is there. And then he starts asking about Josiah, who is his cloned son. And Josiah is not there. Josiah X is not there. So his wife is like, oh, I haven't seen Josiah in a long time, but look at all these people who showed up for you that you don't fucking know. And this is how weird the situation is. It's the fact that currently, right? Black Panther is in another dimension. He went to another dimension to get away from Storm. Storm and Sam are on the Avengers together. So you have Storm there. You don't have Black Panther there. So it's running current with the story, but you have Blade there, who has isolated himself away from everybody due to everything that happened with Blood Hunt. So he's not even on good terms with anybody there, but you have him there. What are we doing? Now, you have the cousin Billy and Sam talking about him going somewhere called Eaglestar, which is where she works. And it's very obvious he doesn't want to go. And Rhodes is just like, did you say Eaglestar? And she's like, you're butting in on family business, but you're talking very, very loud. And so he describes like the whole Eaglestar thing as a nasty business. Like he went up against them at one point and it was just, it's not good. And she's like, well, they're under new management. Okay. I still said what I said. So an alert comes in and he's getting ready to go. But Cap, Storm, and I want to say Misty are all kind of just like, no, you stay here and, you know, do this. You stay with your family. You're good. So they leave to go handle whatever the alert is. She still wants him to go meet her boss with Eaglestar. So they go, and this white man picks them up and takes them to like Sky City or some shit, whatever the fuck that shit is called. Where they have like disabled black farmers farming there. And then he meets one of the generals who Sam has met prior to. You know, they exchange pleasantries. And there's a black woman there who is formerly from Wakanda. And she says that her father used to be a Wakandan spy. And she's bringing Wakandan technology for some reason to this man. Something that... Anyway, and all of a sudden, like, they were talking about like the birds being restless, and that was actually something that Sam had pointed out when he was talking to Captain America earlier. And all of a sudden they get attacked by these like robo dinosaur things, and after Sam like protects everybody and destroys them, he realizes that they have Eaglestar tech in them. And so everybody there is like all surprised, and he's like, you know, can I call you Sam? He's like, no. And he orders the general to attack Sam because Sam is a life model decoy. And the guy's like, oh, the Sam Wilson that I knew was a respectable man, and blah 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 da, 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 da. And he transforms into Red Hulk and they start fighting. And I'm just like, what exactly is the point of this story? Like, what is going on? Because it does not seem to be doing anything in Sam's favor as a story about Sam. It just really kills me that this is the route that y'all decided to go to with this story, with a Captain America movie coming out where he's going up against Thaddeus Ross as Red Hulk. And even more so, you made this person look more like Thaddeus Ross than how Thaddeus Ross looks for it to not be Thaddeus Ross. And then there are so many other stories that you could have taken inspiration from, like the Sam Wilson Captain America Not My Captain America storyline, the all new Captain America storyline, the all new Captain America Fear Him storyline, like the Sam Wilson Captain America Volume 1 and 2, Captain America Cold War, like the ones where Sam is prominent as Captain America and all of the things that he's had to like face. So we have this new thing coming out with Sam as Captain America. Mind you, all of those stories are 2012 to 2015. So we have this new line coming out where Sam is about to have to prove himself worthy of the name Captain America, because he proved to himself that he was worthy of the shield, but now he has to prove to America that he is worthy of the shield that was literally gifted to him by Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers chose him to be Captain America. And so now he has to prove that Steve Rogers was correct. Not only he did it to himself during Falcon and Winter Soldier, now he has to do it for everybody else, Captain America. He's going up against the Serpent Society. He's going up against Sidewinder. There are so many different avenues. And of course, Red Hulk is in there. But there are so many different avenues you could have taken as storytelling to give people hype for Sam becoming Captain America officially, and him being Captain America and helping lead the Avengers, him being the leader through that whole entire Blood Hunt event. You know what I'm saying? There were so many things that you could have done. And even when I'm looking at people talk about it, they're not talking about the rest of the comic book. They're talking about the fact that you put all of these black characters at a fucking cookout. What was the point of that? What are we doing? And again, when I looked up who wrote this, I'm like, yeah, that definitely tracks, because you're trying too hard. It's quite literally the exact same as when Miles Morales was Thor. The rap lyrics as his speech pattern. Him just saying random urban ad-libs. The rhyming as if everything that black people say is like a rhyme or a rap. It was weird. And this is weird. This is a weird book. And I think we have 3 more issues or something like that coming out. And I'm like, I hope that y'all did not write the rest of this series like you did this book. This is a horrible start to this story. Absolutely horrid. And again, I haven't seen anybody talk about the book as a whole because everybody was so concentrated, so focused on the cookout. Why was that there? That was so odd. And just the story as a whole also is just very mediocre in storytelling, because nothing is happening except when he goes to this sky thing where this Wakandan technology is. For some reason, that is very, very fucking out of place. And then it's affecting the birds. And then, and then she's his cousin's defending the hell out of this random white man, talking about, oh, he's changed the game. Yeah, because he had somebody from Wakanda sharing Wakandan technology for some reason to give him this information. What am I looking at? What am I reading? I did not like this. This was worse than X Factor, honestly. But I mean, if you read it, let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm tripping. I just think that was not the way to do this. If you're trying to get people hype for Captain America, they should be talking about Captain America. And they're not. So, but that is it for this episode of The Doctor's Office. And if you have not gotten my book, I highly suggest that you do, because it's amazing. And I will see you guys at your next checkup.